Did you know the aftermath of World War II left cities across the globe in ruins? With millions displaced and desperate for housing, governments were quick to launch ambitious public housing programs designed to provide affordable homes quickly and efficiently. Due to time and budget constraints, architects turned to modernism, as it was easy to plan and execute in a short period of time. The towers in the park concept, inspired by Le Corbusier, promised a utopian solution: tall, uniform, high-density blocks of housing surrounded by communal open green spaces. Housing projects following this concept at first seemed successful, providing homes for thousands and symbolizing a new start. However, beneath the surface, issues began to arise. As these buildings aged, their flaws became apparent. Their impersonal design created a sense of alienation for its residents. The large green spaces in between buildings became neglected, and the large residencies proved difficult to maintain. Oscar Newman, an American architect, commented on this rising issue, stating,
Housing with a preponderance of common areas were more likely to attract crime than housing with lots of private land.
Over time, the Pruitt-Ego project in St. Louis became a symbol of poverty, crime, and social decay. As Charles Jenks remarked,
modern architecture died in St. Louis, Missouri, when the infamous Pruitt-Ego scheme was given the final coup de grace by dynamite.
This demolition marked the failure of these slab blocks, once modern symbols, and signaled the end of modernism in architecture, proving Le Corbusier's vision ineffective. In response, a new architectural movement emerged: postmodernism. Postmodernism was characterized by rejecting the rigidity and simplicity of modernism, seeking to create a more humane, cultural public housing solution. They embraced ornamentation, made historical references in the design, and varied the styles and sizes of rooms and communal areas to create a more homely feel to the projects. In Eastern Europe and Asia, postmodernism emerged later and often adapted existing modernist structure. Eastern architects faced the challenge of integrating global postmodern trends with local traditions and a socialist style of urban planning. This resulted in a hybrid style that balanced efficiency with cultural expression. In the West, postmodern housing marked a clear departure from the uniformity of modernism. Architects focused on creating diverse, human-scaled environments that reflected local cultures and histories. They focused on smaller-scale developments with mixed-use spaces that was aimed at fostering community interaction, countering the social isolation of the past. Western housing residents began to reshape these spaces into their own homes. In many housing projects, tenants took ownership of their surroundings, adding gardens, decorations, and artwork. These acts of customization transformed their bare, lifeless environments into vibrant, happy communities, proving that a postmodernist focus on public housing can be effective. In conclusion, post-war public housing evolved from mere architecture to a reflection of the people who lived there. Postmodernism allowed residents to celebrate their cultures, shaping spaces into homes and creating more effective public housing models.